Okay, so the class is in recording now. Okay, so which are the cations? Cations having positive charge over them are called cations. Examples are sodium ion, Na plus, right? Potassium ion, K plus. Now, where did this symbol come from? Different symbols that were used from the ancient times, and over the years they kept on evolving, they kept on improving, right? Scientists across the world, they kept on working on it and they made it better. And the latest one was IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, who finalized the symbolism, right, and the nomenclature also. Okay, so using that, and we have seen the periodic table. From the periodic table in your ninth standard chemistry book, we had done, some of you who were from ninth read, you remember I had asked you to remember the first 20 elements and their symbols, right, and their valency. Yes, everyone, do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your homework for the day. Take out that ninth standard textbook. Okay, and in your notebook you have to draw this, right? You have to note it down, the first 20 elements, right? That is up to calcium. You have to write down their name, the symbol, its molecular weight, it basically its atomic number, its molecular weight. Okay, number of proton, electron and neutron, and most importantly, each each element's valency. Okay, yes everyone, that is your homework for the day. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay, sir.
yes, now when it comes to different ions, cations and anions, we have studied. Now some ions, they have got only one charge, right? That is called as, right, ions formed by one atom are called monoatomic ions, like Na plus, potassium plus, right? Potassium ion, chloride ion, fluoride ion. And in some cases there are more than one atom, right? More than one, so two or more atoms, they are called as polyatomic ions. NH4 plus, hydroxide plus, right, nitrate, then bicarbonate, all those, carbonate, right, all those, they are called as polyatomic ions. Look at this table, some common ions, cations, anions and polyatomic ions, very easy, right? Yes, lithium ion, sodium ion, potassium, silver, copper, hydrogen, magnesium, calcium, iron, zinc. Okay, right? And in anions, chloride, iron, chloride, fluorine, iodide, hydride, oxide, sulfide, nitride, right? So many different monoatomic and polyatomic ions are there. Yes, okay, right everyone. So if you want to take a screenshot of this one, please go ahead, take one. Yeah, okay, some common ions. Okay, and here we go, some more are here. Okay, and based on that, we are going to use this information for what? For writing the chemical formula, how to write the chemical formula. So chemical formula for the compound is symbolic representation of its composition. We know this, right? Because every time if you want to write sodium hydroxide or aluminum phosphate or sodium bicarbonate, every time writing it in the full form, full name, it will be very difficult to maintain the to write down all the complex reactions. So that is why we go for symbolism, and those symbolic representation is called as writing it in chemical formula, right? So these are the points to remember how to write the chemical formula. Written side by side, positive are written left and negatives on the right. Valencies are written right below the respective symbols. The crisscross method is applied to exchange the numerical value of valency. The radical is enclosed in a bracket and the substrate is placed outside the lower right corner. The common factor is removed. If the substrate of the radical is 1, it is omitted. Okay, so these are some of the example. Calcium oxide. Can someone tell me what is the common name of calcium oxide? Yes,
Quicklime.
Yes, very good. Hmm. Lime, very good. Quick lime, good. Right. Sodium chloride, what is that? Sodium chloride, it's the common salt, है ना, जो घर में हम नमक यूज करते हैं, that is the one, sodium chloride. Iron sulfide, copper oxide, right? These are some of the examples. And how do we write this? Come on, let's go through this one. Harshil, you do the honors. Can you explain this one, formula of sodium oxide? How do we write it? Please go ahead and do it.
Sir, first we like take valences of things like
Mm-hmm.
sodium and oxide. Then we can their valency we have to remember charge. Then we have
Mm-hmm.
to cross multiply them, and whatever comes like -2, it comes so it will go downwards like it is down. So Na2 and +1 into O. Well, it means oxygen is just one molecule of oxygen. It will just stay as O, so it will be Na2O.
Right, very good. Virmit, can you explain the formula of calcium chloride? Virmit Amin,
Yes, sir.
can you please
First, we
explain?
have to write the symbols of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First, we write the symbol
First, we
of
have to
calcium.
write the symbol of calcium and fluoride.
Okay.
Then we have to write their charge down.
Right,
Then we
right
have to
below it.
crisscross it and then write the symbols in
Okay.
subscript.
Right. So, in case of Na2O, sodium oxide, sodium has valency of 1 and oxygen has valency of 2. So, we will have to use 2 sodium and 1 oxygen. So, that becomes Na2O. But in case of calcium chloride, it is reverse, right? Calcium calcium valency is 2 and chloride valency is only 1, so we have to use 2 chlorines, and then it becomes CaCl2, right? Calcium chloride, right? And look at this one, zinc, because it is a polyatomic, OH, right? OH is a polyatomic, where zinc's valency is 2 and hydroxide OH has valency of 1, so we will have to use it twice, OH bracket twice, है ना, right? So that is how we have to do it. Again, if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can please go ahead, take a screenshot of these, right? Done. Okay, let's go ahead. There are some more examples, right? Look at this one, aluminum hydroxide. Aluminum has the valency of 3, so we have to use hydroxide 3 times. That is why it becomes aluminum hydroxide, but we don't say aluminum trihydroxide. That is incorrect, है ना? Aluminum hydroxide is only spoken, right? Same way, calcium oxide, famously known as quicklime, very good. Aluminum oxide, look at this one, right? Aluminum oxide, here it is very imperative, Al2O3, right? Ag2O, this is just like sodium oxide, silver oxide, yeah. Okay, NH4Cl, NH4 twice CO3, this is very interesting. Ammonium carbonate, right? Ammonia, it's a polyatomic with a valency of 1. Carbonate, CO3, again polyatomic but valency of 2. So crisscross, and we get, what do we get? Very easily, ammonium carbonate, right? Diammonium carbonate, we don't speak it like that, we just call it ammonium carbonate. Okay, right? Ag2CO3, Ag2SO4, right? Yes. One more, just 2 more examples. Okay, so from the last year's textbook, in text question page number 9, right? These are the answers, but I want you to write it on your own. I want you to do it with the proper steps. Okay, so please take a screenshot, or if you have 9th standard textbook, you can do it on your own, the exercise completely. Yes, particular, especially this particular part, है ना, how to write the chemical formulas. Okay, yes, everyone clear on this one? Is everybody clear on
Yes,
this?
sir.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Very good. Yes, Keshvi, you want to say something? You have written just the word combine. What do you want to say, beta? Keshvi?
Actually, I was writing combining capacity of electrons.
Oh, okay, right. The definition of valency. Good. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. No issues, right? Everybody is clear on this one? Everybody is clear? Any
Yes, sir.
questions on this part? Any
No, sir.
questions? None. Very good.
No.
Very good. Now, some of you might remember this from your 8th standard. Changes in substances, changes in the compounds, right? There are two types of changes. Which are they? Can anybody recall it?
Chemical and
Physical and
physical.
chemical.
Physical changes and chemical changes. Very good. Right. Can somebody please explain what are physical changes?
Sir, change in the shape of an object.
Okay, just the shape of
Matlab
an
they are
object.
reversible changes.
Reversible changes. Okay, right, okay. Then anyone else?
So chemical changes are
No,
irreversible
we are not
changes and
talking,
new
we
substances
are
are
not talking about chemical changes yet. I just want to discuss physical changes first. Yes, Jia Patel, please go ahead.
Sir, burning of wax in candle is a physical change.
Burning of wax is the physical change.
Yes, sir, we can convert the wax
uh
again.
Gia, see, this is the reason that I asked a very specific question. I wanted to clarify one common mistake, especially in terms of this example, burning of wax. When you burn the wax, right? When you burn it, burning is a chemical change, because when you burn wax, right, it will directly get converted into carbon dioxide, water, and light. है ना? It will give light. Okay. The correct word would be, yes, Virmit, very good. The correct word would
Sir,
be
melting.
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 Yes, very good. Very good. See this, when it comes to chemistry, the choice of words becomes very important. Okay, when it comes to chemistry, choice of words, because you change one word with the with another, and the entire meaning of it will change. है ना? It's extremely important. Okay, so one has to be very careful with that. Okay, yes, right. So that is one common example. Another is melting of ice cubes, or freezing of water, right? All those are physical changes, correct? So is evaporation of water. Can we call it evaporation is a physical change? Can we call it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good.
Yes, sir.
What about
Yes.
distillation? You studied last year, right? So, some of you, like I think everybody had studied distillation, because Urmi ma'am had already explained it. Right? Before CBSE told us that no, we will not be studying this particular part, but before that only ma'am had already taught it. So distillation, is it a physical change or chemical change? Yeah, anyone?
Sir, distillation is a physical change.
Very good. We are just separating two very close liquids, है ना? That's what we do. So is sublimation, right? So is chromatography. All those separation techniques which you studied last year in the chapter 2, all the separation techniques, right? They are all nothing but physical operations, physical changes in the state of the compound, right? That's what it is. Yes, everyone. So when I tear up a paper into pieces, it is just a physical change, right? Yes, agreed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but when I burn the paper, then it's a chemical reaction, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So one more tiny bit of homework: difference between physical and chemical changes with examples. Now the answer to this you will very easily find it in the 8th standard textbook, or your reference books. You can use any reference books, I don't mind it, or the Google Baba is always there, right? Yes, everyone, please note it down.
Yes, sir.
है ना? So one homework is the exercise from chapter 3 of standard 9, writing the chemical formulas. I'll be giving you some more compounds today. I'll be sharing it in the WhatsApp group, that how many compounds of and their formula you have to write it, and some of the common names also, yeah, which you did, I believe last year you had done that kind of exercise, right? Yes. So having said that, coming to chemical changes, which are the chemical changes? Which are the chemical changes? Tell me.
There are
Can I?
Cracking of
change which
mango.
is irreversible
Those
and
are
new substances are formed.
okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Burning of wood.
Burning of wood, yes. So all those chemical changes that you have studied in standard 8, right? Now these chemical changes, they have to be identified. And how do we identify them? Yes, chemicals,
Take a
reactions,
new
and equations, right? This is the chapter number 1 of 10th standard chemistry. Yes, can everybody see it?
Yes, sir.
all,
Yes.
all right, so what are chemical reactions? These are some of the common definitions, right? And how what are the unique properties of chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a process where the reactant gets converted into a product, which may be under an influence of a catalyst. A word equation shows change of reactants to products through an arrow placed between them. The reactants are written on the left hand side with a plus sign between them. Similarly, products are written on the right hand side with a plus sign between them. The arrowhead points towards the products and shows the direction of the reaction. Okay, this is how we will be writing the reaction. Okay, and this is the most important part. You know this particular name, Antoine Lavoisier. Who remembers this name, Antoine Lavoisier? And what did he do?
So your voice is cracking.
Okay, Antoine Lavoisier, this particular scientist's name, right? What did he do? Why is he very famous, this particular man, Antoine Lavoisier?
He gave us the law of chemical combination.
Very good. Law of conservation of mass, laws of combination,
Law
right?
of conservation of mass.
Yes. And he is considered as one of the father of chemistry, right? He is very important person when it comes to the modern chemistry. Okay, so this is the particular important point that I want to bring to your notice. A chemical reaction is identified by any of these 4 factors. Now this is the important part. Any of these. It may be change in state, change in color, evaluation of gas, change in temperature. Right? Got it, everyone? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any of these 4 factors will always be associated with a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction will not complete without one of these, है ना? कुछ ना कुछ इन 4 में से कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा whenever there is a chemical reaction. Okay, I believe one is missing, which is evolution of light, right? Light is generated. That is also one possible reaction. I mean, one of the factor. Yes, according to a law of conservation of mass, matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. We remember this. We did the experiment for this, right? I had shared the animation for this one, right? There was one very interesting simulation. How many of you tried that last year? I had shared it, and I had requested Urmi ma'am to share it with you also, the remaining students. Did you do it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Guys, students, so can you please explain how a
No,
change of
sir.
state? Okay, You didn't do it. Okay, no problems. I will share it. I'll find it out and I'll share it today again so that you can try it again. Right, sir? Can you please explain how a change of state in chemical change as melting of ice is a physical change? Yes, melting of ice is a physical change. But Meet, somebody mentioned that curding of milk, converting milk into curd. Now we know curd is solid, right? When it is properly kept, it turns into into a solid, right? That's definitely a change of state also. Yes, Meet? Does it make
Yes, sir.
very good, very good? Okay, right? So is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Then there is precipitation reactions. Last year when we discussed about AgNO3 and NaCl, right? If we mix those two chemicals, both are in aqueous phase, both can be dissolved in water easily, right? Silver nitrate and sodium chloride, right? Sodium chloride is common salt. AgNO3, silver nitrate, it's a solid, right? Both, when they are dissolved in water, easily dissolves in water and becomes liquid, right? They are called as aqueous. When they are mixed, a chemical reaction occurs and AgCl, right, is separated out. Silver chloride is precipitated. Solid particles are settling down at the bottom of the test tube or the reactor, in whatever reactor that you have used. The solid particles will settle down and the liquid part will be floating, right? It will be up, the solid part will settle down, right? So that is also a chemical reaction. Say for example milk, है ना? Again milk example. If you drop lemon drops, है ना? If you drop if you put drops of lemon into the milk, you will clearly see that the milk turns into the we call it in Gujarati, we call it dudh fati, right? Right. The milk gets completely turned up and the fat particles, they are separated, and if you allow it to settle, all those solid particles will settle down. Okay, so that's a change of state also. Yes, me clear now?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then there is change in color. Obviously many times the color changes that we have seen, right? Whenever chemical reaction occurs, the change occurs. We have seen lots of examples of that kind of reactions. Yes. Then evaluation of gas. Yes. And change in temperature, right? They are all there, right? So clear on this one? Is everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good, very good. So from your textbook, right, up to this point, you have to read it. And in case you don't understand any particular topic, in case and you don't understand particular line, you are free to ask me. You all have my number. Just drop the message, right? You drop the message to me that sir, please explain this particular part and I'll help you out. I'm available 24/7. Drop the message. Please do not call. Maybe sometimes I might not be able to answer you at the very moment, but I will try to answer all your queries as soon as possible. Okay. Yes, everyone.